Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Constance the Reader, and we're back with a vlog, but we're back with a vlog where I have pink in my hair now. So I'm so excited. I did this a few days ago and I was very happy. I was very happy. I've been wanting to color my hair for a really long time. I have not had color in my hair in like over 10 years. So I used to have the blue, the green, the pink, the purple, orange. Orange was one of my favorites. And when I first met Debbie when we were younger, I had orange and I think pink hair at the time. What a time to be young. It was so nice. But yeah, I've just been wanting to do it for a while. I just decided it is time. So we're pink now and I'm really loving it. Debbie helped me last night with like a few other things in it, so I'm just so excited. I do wish my whole head was pink though. It's okay. I was like, let me just do the ends and then the bottom and back. So yes, I think it looks very cute, very me. If you like it, let me know. But yeah, let's get into this reading vlog. So as you know, we are still in April and it is still no buy and shop the shelves. So we're doing really good. Still have not bought anything. Today is the 13th. So we're almost at the 2-week mark of me having not bought anything. So that makes me really happy. I'm very proud of myself. I've had a few moments where I really wanted to go to the bookstore. I know that I can't just browse because I'll have the, you know, like the itch or something, because I know I'll see something that I want. So I can't do it. So I've been really good. Pray for me, y'all. But yeah, I'm very happy. But I've also been able to read a lot of cool stuff, so I'm thankful for that. So for right now, let's talk about what I have read so far, like physically of my own shelves. I read Ask and You Will Receive Volume 1. This was so good. I cannot wait to read the second volume. I know that it will be just delicioso. I really like the main characters in this one, especially Shinobu. I just really liked him. I just think he is so cool, so interesting, and very funny. This was funny. This was really cute. Even though I didn't like the other male lead just because he's so arrogant and so full of himself, but the love story is really cute. So I really ended up liking this. So I would definitely suggest Ask and You Will Receive. I think that you will like it. And I would also like to point out a little bit of bush in here. You know what? It's kind of nice to see that every now and then, because, you know, most of the time, everybody is just completely clean shaven down there, and that's fine if that's what you're into. And that's not to say that I am really into bush. That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm just saying that it's nice to sometimes see a switch up because everybody is so just completely bald down there. And you know what? Let's bring the hair back. Why not? Release the bush. Next, I went ahead and reread, so glad I did, Worst Soulmate Ever. Still so good to read this. I'm glad I did because there were things that I forgot. So it was definitely worth a reread, that's for sure. Just to prepare myself for the sequel, Worst Soulmate Ever Proposal. This was so good. I love our main characters so much. It was so cool to see more of a background for Kotani. I also really like Shishikura's family. His parents were so cute. It was just overall such a really good story. I think it is like officially over, but I mean, if they ever decide to have kids, I would like to read that. I would like to see more of their life as a married couple. I just like them so much as a couple so much. Worst Soulmate Ever, delicioso. Another one that was really good that I recommend. Okay, so have I read anything else physically? No, I still never finished. It's All Your Fault, but I will be finishing that for this reading vlog. Actually, now, after we're, done talking, I am going to finish this. I can't leave it unfinished as long as I have because that's just ridiculous. I know better. I know better. I don't want it to end up like Blood Night Market because I went a while between finishing that and I kind of remembered stuff, but not really. I probably should have reread it, but it wasn't really my thing. And at the time, I don't know if it's just because I wasn't in the mood, and that's how I kind of feel about It's All Your Fault. I don't know that I'm in the mood for it, but I don't want to put off reading it, so I'm going to finish it. What else I want to read for this vlog, at least for now, as we sit on the sofa, you know, I just got off work not too long ago. Obviously, I have to read Chained Soldier Volume 9. It would be nice if I could get to Volume 10 tonight too, since I've had that out in that stack for quite some time. We will see. I also want to read My Love Story with Yamada-kun at level 999. I also want to read Blue Box Volume 3. I need to read Waiting for Spring Volume 3. Got a lot of third volumes out right now. I need to read Gazing at the Star Next Door and Pink Candy Kiss Volume 1. And another third volume. And I also want to read Twilight Out of Focus Volume 3. So I don't know if I will get to all of these tonight, but I would really like to, because I do need to get some reading in. Don't tell me, I really, really do. But let's talk about what we've read on the iPad. Some things I forgot to tell you guys about in the last reading vlog. I forgot to tell you guys that I read Bite Marks and Fluorite. I really wanted that physically because I think it released this month, but luckily it was on my Hoopla library app and it was really good. Another one that I have on my Hoopla app that I had also wanted, that I will be hopefully reading tonight, is, let's see, Touch Within the Abyss and Sanctify Volume 1. So I'm really excited about reading those two. I'm hoping to get to them. I'm really, really hoping, because Bite Marks and Fluorite was really good. I think, let me just look back at that. Yeah, it seems like that's just a one shot. I don't know if any other things might come out through that story, but it was really good. It's a vampire one, and I really like our two main characters. The reason why I would like to see more is because I want more backstory on the main vampire that we meet. We get a little bit of it, but not a lot, you know? But I really, really like those two. They were so cute to read and watch. I liked it a lot. But let's talk about everything else I read, because it's in here. All right, so, okay, we'll get to Jinx after all of this. I read all the way up to the most recent chapter of Hounds of Sisyphus, really liking that and really intrigued to see where that's going. The way that the final episode, or the most recent episode, ended, I think has everybody really like, ooh, what the fuck is going on? I saw something cool on Twitter where someone was really going deep into like Sisyphus, like the fucking Greek myth of it all, and how they think that it'll work within the story. And I agree. I think that they have a really, really good point. It really threw me off, the fact that like everybody has to leave their doors unlocked. And I mean, that's just weird, right? It's just really creepy that everybody had to leave their doors unlocked. Obviously he is some type of zombie person, Guwan, the main stitch up looking man, who is running this town from the zombies on the outside, but he obviously is a scary-ish person, but the way that people are scared of him made me confused. And then it made me think that something else was going on when it came to all the doors being locked. I didn't know how to feel about that. It seemed like, is he coming in there and I don't know, sex with everybody? I don't know. But what happened at the end of that most recent chapter definitely has, I think, everybody feeling like, is he a bad guy? I don't know, but he clearly is very weird around people, and it doesn't seem like he really understands human emotion. So I don't know, maybe he is Sisyphus up from Hades or something. Not up from Hades. Hades is a thing, is a man, right? What is it? What is it? What is he? The underworld. We'll just say the underworld. Maybe he is that, whatever. That would be interesting. That would be an interesting little twist. I would like to see it. Okay. One thing I forgot to mention that I read with y'all, because it was so short that I read it and I just kind of moved on. I'm going to get much better about not doing that. Was Mastering the Secretary. Read that on Lezen. That was so good. Yeah, I would recommend it for something short, very freaky. Okay, very, very freaky. I am just being, I don't know when it started. Yeah, it was BJ Alex. That's when it started. That was the first time I read something where the sounding is introduced. Not my thing. I'm seeing a lot of it though. Much like in Shutline, I feel like I've been punched left and right with how many times Jake is sucking on Shingun's armpits. That's how I feel like every time I see like a sounding scene, I'm like, ugh, what the fuck? Not my thing, but interesting. So if you're not into that, that is in there. So just so you know. I mentioned this last time, but I didn't remember the name. And this was the first one I read when it came to guide verse, and that was His Perfect Guide. Don't know how I feel about it. I haven't like gotten past episode 3 yet, or 4 maybe. I want to keep reading it, but it's very weird what's going on. The dynamic is, I'm still not really understanding what like the world we're in is, like very dystopian. So there are these people who I guess you could say have like a supernatural-esque power. Think, maybe not supernatural-esque. I want to try to equate it to like kaiju number 8, right? So there are people who fight kaiju. They have armor that, you know, is supposed to protect them, made out of kaiju's bodies and shit and tails and stuff. And it protects them to a certain extent, but it enhances their abilities. So think, okay, this dystopian world, these people are fighting something like a kaiju. It's not a kaiju that I believe, but like think that, picture that. Instead of there being a outfit that they're wearing that protects them, it's another person who acts as a guide and kind of heals them, something like that. So obviously this is only like the second thing I've read that is in the guide verse, and it's not even complete. You know, I'm like very, very new. This one is weird because it's 2 twin brothers. Both of them are the ones that, in this scenario, fight kaiju, right? The guide that is working with one of the twin brothers has clearly been like groomed in a way for the twin brother who's like on the outside everyone is the good one, but he seems very sinister and creepy and nasty and freaky. The other twin brother hasn't had a successful guide relationship with anyone, and he outwardly seems like the bad boy, but I don't think that he's a bad guy. So he needs a guide, and his like platoon boss, whatever the fuck it is in the military, is like, well, just use the one that your twin is using because he would be perfectly matched with you. So the guide, I don't know his name, he is very loyal and maybe a little bit brainwashed by the real evil twin. And it's weird. It seems like something weird is going to happen between all 3 of them. Hopefully not a threesome, but both of the brothers about to be fucking on the guide, and that is interesting. So we will see what happens, but definitely one twin is more evil than the other, and I think I've already figured out what's going on. So we'll see. But like I said, I've only read like 3 episodes of that so far. I think there might be close to 10. I'm not sure. But yeah, the second guide verse, technically the first, but the second guide verse thing I'm telling you guys about. Okay, so then we have In Your Wake. I think I'm an episode behind. I don't know what to make of this. This one is interesting, and I don't know really how to describe it or what to say. I'm just gonna keep reading it, and I'll give you guys my thoughts later because I'm not finished with it. I think I'm like 2 episodes behind. But it's an alpha who is the bottom at this point. That's the first time I'm seeing that, and I like what I'm seeing. So if you want to see something like that, try In Your Wake. Although the dynamic between them is very weird. You think that something freaky nasty is going on, but that's not what happens. So it ends up being kind of okay, but it's still like a weird dynamic. Then, oh God, okay, I'll save those 2 for last. Luckily, Special Benefits for Newlyweds, which is like the 2nd season of, what is it? Let me see. It's a sequel of Newlywed Special Admissions. So good so far. Really, really loving it. Like our 2 main characters. The introduction to the stalker was crazy. I did not expect that, but that is really interesting. I have to see what happens because the way that the most recent episode ended, I don't think I'm behind. That was crazy. We need to get him into jail because how dare you try to kill what's his face? You don't get to do that. You don't get to kill him. He is a sweet little baby angel, and take your filthy nasty paws off of him. You hear me? Okay. The next 2 I read and completed, and they are completed. And that was Unfinished Business and Kill the Lights. very psychotic. Kill the Light seems a little bit less psychotic than Unfinished Business, although the blonde men are psycho. Like, the blonde male leads are fucking weird. Unfinished Business, that one, I don't know that I could recommend or not recommend that. You definitely want to check trigger warnings for that, because I mean, nothing starts out consensual. It is very, very dark, very, very, very dark. Basically, you're in the Omegaverse. There is a guy who is a recessive alpha. He is a gangster. The dynamic of what's going on with work is important, but then like not really to like what's about to happen to him. And he has this backstory where he was an orphan and he has been looking for someone who used to be in an orphanage with him. We don't find out all of the details about that until much later in the story, but he's an adult now looking for this other kid who was in the orphanage with him. Simultaneously, there's a man who is about to kidnap him, and it gets very dark from there. Trigger warning, assault. And he is kind of dangling the fact that the other main dude is looking for the guy he considers his little brother. They're not really related, but his name is Seo Mido, I think. What is the other guy's name? I can't remember. It doesn't matter. We're just gonna call him John. John is the brunette recessive alpha. Well, the dude who, and then what? Oh, he goes by Eugene. That the blonde dude who is dangling the Seo Mido thing. So he goes by Eugene, and he's like, he works for another kind of rival company than John, and he kidnaps him. They're working on a drug that changes your traits, right? So if you are an Omega, you could be changed to a Beta, but this is the first time they've done Alpha to Omega, and he kidnaps John, and he changes him from a recessive Alpha to an Omega. So yeah, it is a very, very dark story. In the end, oh my God, it's like, it's crazy to think how it ends up being like such a great ending. God, because it is so dark throughout the whole thing. I mean, we get to a point where it's almost like the movie Misery, or book Misery by Stephen King. Okay, you're not gonna hobble the man. Lord of mercy. Somehow it ended nicely. So again, I don't know that I could recommend that unless that is something that you're okay with reading. As y'all know, I don't look up descriptions of anything. I just base it off of the cover. Even when it's on Lezen or Tappy Toon, I don't look at the description. So I was just happily reading, okay, what the hell's going on? And then bam. So no, I did not know what it was about, but I continued to read it and I finished it. So as someone who has completed it, just know, trigger warning for assault, kidnapping, I mean, almost every damn thing you could think of. It was crazy. And then Kill the Lights, again, deranged blonde male character. This one was a really interesting premise though, and I did think that it was very interesting. It's like a body swap type situation where, and this is like regular every day. This is not an Omegaverse thing. So a dude named Haley Rusk, he was a child star, and he has unfortunately gone down the path, the stereotypical path of child stars of like drug use, drinking, partying, being like the bad boy in the tabloids. So he has this weird incident with a dude named Noah Ray Carlton, who was also, he's the child of two very famous like actors and billionaires and stuff. And he makes a scene in front of him. It lands him, again, at the bottom of the totem pole, and something happens where he does some type of supernatural sacrificial thing, and it sounds like what he was trying to do was like do some type of love spell, except what ended up happening was he kind of swapped the body, love spell to Noah Carlton, except, and this is spoilers, except Haley Rusk dies and his soul, but the vessel's still there. Simultaneously, a man named Mason is killed by two people who were supposed to be his partners, and his soul is put into Haley Rusk's body. And so in a way, that's the only way that Noah would ever fall in love with Haley, because Haley Rusk sucks, but Mason is who Noah really loves. Except Noah Carlton is a fucking psycho, kills people in cold blood, y'all. I mean, this man is crazy. Now, you absolutely could say that there could be a trigger warning for assault in this one, but things are kind of shaky. It's very weird. It's very weird. A lot of, I feel like, gray areas here, but another one where it's like, it is fucking crazy, but at the same time, it ends really nicely. What the fuck? I don't know. I've read some weird ass shit. Recently, and that's all I can really say. That's all I can really say about those. I don't know. I don't even think I ended up talking to Devin about them, because I was like, I don't know what the fuck I just read. I read it all. What the fuck? But let's talk about Jinx. I was so happy with episode 69. Yes, we waited patiently, and the time is here. As y'all know, I reread a lot of I started rereading the first few episodes anyway, and then before episode 69 came out, I reread the last 4 episodes, and I was like, hello, we knew that this was gonna happen. We knew he was about to have a moment. I don't want to spoil anything, so I'm not gonna give too much away, but Jake Young, we're at the point. We're at the point, and I am really, really, really excited for it. But some people had some really cool theories on Twitter that I do want to share, and I do agree with. So someone was like, you know, at the end of BJ Alex, what's his face? The dude who was a streamer, the brunette male character, or they're both brunette. You know, the dude who's BJ Alex. He ends up not streaming anymore by the end of the story. And someone on Twitter was like, they think that Jake Young will no longer work as an MMA fighter by the end of Jinx. And I think so too. It's either that he's no longer going to be an MMA fighter, or the way that he feels about doing MMA will be different. So he might still fight, but he's not going to behave the way that he does. He's not going to need it for whatever type of validation he gets from it. And then like having this strict mindset of like, you can only win, you can only do this, you can only do that. And then it's definitely going to change. But it would be interesting if he stopped working in the MMA world, and maybe instead of being a fighter, he becomes a coach instead. That would be really interesting. And I think that actually kind of makes sense, considering how many people want to work with him and how hard he is on people, and like how he really hates to do it, but he's really good at what he does. So anyway, that would be really cool if he and the dude who is his coach and works, those other 2 guys, maybe they just end up all working together. I don't want Jake Young to get further hurt, but, and I hope he really doesn't. I really, really hope that doesn't happen. But everything that happened at the end of Jinx in the most recent episode was just, yes, Kim Dan and Jake Young. I think this is going to be the thing that is like finally opening Jake Young up to express his feelings. I think he's still going to stumble over how he really feels, but I think that he's going to do a better job this time. Hopefully. We still have a lot to go. Okay. We still have things to discover. I don't know if what's going to end up happening with, like, so for example, are we going to go back and address what happened to Kim Dan when he was trying to work in the hospital and the doctor assaulted him? I feel like we're going to have to go back to that. Whether it be something that, you know, he's confronted with the doctor again, or he has to go back to that hospital, I don't know. Or it could be how, like it was in BJ Alex, where, you know, we learn more about DG and like what happened to him when he was a kid, and the friends who kind of like shunned him when they were making fun of him because they were just being cruel about his sexuality. And like we talked about it, but we didn't go like too deep into it, you know? I wonder if that's what's going to happen with Kim Dan, and then like this part of the story is going to be more focused on Jake Young, which would make sense because we've seen so much stuff about Kim Dan. We don't know about like his parents and everything, but we've like spent so much time talking about Granny and the drinking and the debt and the loan sharks that like it is time. I need to know what is going on with the family dynamic that Jake Young had. I want to know if the, you know, that body that was like hovering over him that when he couldn't sleep is actually like a person from his past who really scared him, maybe like a father figure or something, a brother, I don't know. We need to find these things out. We also need to take down the people who are trying to come for him. Fuck y'all, how dare you? How dare you try to come for Jake Young? But I'm very pleased. I'm very pleased. I'm ready for the next one. I can't wait till the 22nd. I think that's when the next one comes out. I just can't wait. I really can't. And I really hope that Jinx also gets physical copies because I will be buying them immediately. I must own them physically, just like I'm owning every single episode digitally. I don't care. I need them physically too. But yes, okay. This was a really long like update. I'm sorry to start the video, but I'm going to start reading. I have like quite a few things that I want to read on my iPad, but I'm going to try to really focus on the physical for now. So I will see you guys after I have finished with some of these, hopefully by the end of the night, because it is now 8:30 and we have some other stuff to do, like cook dinner. So I will see you guys soon. We'll talk about this. Yeah. Welcome back, everybody. So it's basically 5:30. We have read quite a bit. I read volume 5 of Love is an Illusion. So I didn't realize, I guess all of this was pretty much side stories. I liked a few of these for sure. I really like Hiso. Is it Hiso? I like Dojin's friend who is hooking up with Dojin's older brother. I like that a lot. I really, really like them. I'm not happy with this, okay? Because I thought this was the dude who was into Hisung, the one who, I think it was like the second volume, maybe it was like in the first one too, but he was the one who clearly had a crush on him before the baby, because what didn't they call him, Potato Face or something? Sorry to the man. It wasn't a kind comment. Doesn't that look like him? But no, he's the other friend. I kind of like this, but I hate Chowan. What a bitch. What a fucking bitch. I cannot stand Chowan, but he is very cute. He is very pretty. I get it. But I don't know. So it's going to be interesting. I can't wait to see more. I'm definitely, I have volume 6, so obviously I will be reading that. But I don't know. The way this ended, I don't like Chowan. I don't think there's anything that's going to make me like Chowan. And the thing I don't know, it's probably been answered in this and I'm just not picking it up, but is that a common trait for the dominant Omega to become like frighteningly obsessed? Because this is why I don't like Chowan, because it's like, don't be like this to, what's his name? Kyung-soo. Like, he's just a beta. Let him live his life. I don't know if it's just with like just anybody or if it's with alphas. We shall see. I will be cracking open volume 6 later today. Then I read volume 3 of Blue Box. This was really good. I'm really enjoying Blue Box so much, but oh, man, I don't know what to make of some of these relationships, these dynamics. Like, I really, really like, what's her name? I really like his female friend. It's really clear that she has some feelings for him, but I don't think anything's going to come of it, obviously. I think these two are in game, obviously, but I don't know. I just like her so much. And I like the main girl too. I do like her as well, but I just am very partial to her because I just think she's so sweet. And I like their dynamic. I'll save that one for last. So I did read Chained Soldier Volume 9. I really like this character so much. I think she is so cool. I like the little bit of a backstory that we've gotten of her. It's giving the female version of Windbreaker, and that's what I like about her, and the person who's like her second in command. I think they are so cool. Now, this is really interesting. Obviously, we all know that Kyoka, getting ripped back and forth all these women, had to suck on the titties of the mom and the daughter for the reward. Lord have mercy. I can't even show y'all that. So, you know, in Chained Soldier, anytime any of the women in the Demon Defense Force work with, am I saying his name right? Yuki, I'm sorry. Anytime they work with Yuki, after they're done fighting with him as like their partner, they have to offer a reward, and it's usually something freaky nasty. Well, Hamari is the daughter of like of the Azuma clan, and it's all women. They're all very, very cool, except the grandma. She's fucking weird. But yeah, so the mom used him, and so did Hamari, and he had they put honey on their titties, and he had to suck out the nose. I was like, oh Lord of mercy. That's pretty crazy. That is pretty crazy. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck is going on sometimes in Chained Soldier, but the story is heating up. I think it's really cool. I think it's 8 Thunder Gods. These are like such interesting characters to me, and I'm really, really, really excited to see where the story progresses with them, because I still don't understand what their total what their motivation is. Like, what exactly are they wanting to do? Are they just wanting to get rid of the Demon Defense Force completely and humankind? Who knows? But the new volume 11, came out this month. Hopefully when Devin takes me out tomorrow, I will be getting it, because I really want to read it. Now, obviously I have to read volume 10 first, but still. Now, the one I'm so excited about, I knew I was going to like it, but this is going in a way that I'm like, ooh, I like this. And that was volume 3 of My Love Story with Yamada-kun at level 999. I like this so much. I really like them as characters. I especially like Akane. I think she is one of my favorite like female characters that I'm reading right now. I would want to be her friend in real life. And Yamada, he's growing on me. I didn't like him at first, but now that they're getting closer together and it's so obvious that he likes her, I'm really liking them a lot. I just enjoy them together. It was really cool. So I don't have much longer in my day today, so I'm probably gonna pick something up and like go through it, but I probably won't finish it while I'm here because I have to go back in the store. But I will say I just read the newest episode of Melting Point. Oh god, oh my god, Melting Point. I'm obsessed with Melting Point. I know I said in the last one, but I truly am obsessed with him. I can't get enough of Melting Point, especially because it's like, I know that there's going to be some angstiness going on, but I'm happy that it's not going to be as much angst that we're all experiencing with Jinx. So honestly, it's like a nice break from all of the like very deep, scary, sad, depressing things going on in Jinx, in my opinion. Still love Jinx. Jinx is definitely one of my faves. So this is not a criticism like of shitting on. This is I'm going to be reading Jinx in the hopes that, you know, things start to get a little bit better. And I want Kim Dan to return the hug. I want Jake Young to finally, I don't think he's going to say it like outright, but I think he's going to say something, hopefully, that makes Kim Dan go, oh, okay. He's just not there to articulate it yet. So I'm obsessed with Jinx. But anyway, Melting Point. Okay, Ian, that's right. Push him back into you. That was just too good. It hurts that I have to wait. I will wait, but it hurts, dude. I feel like I'm gonna reread these 7 episodes all over again because it's just been so fucking good. I can't take it. But yeah, so I'm going to be getting home soon. I think I have like another hour here. And then we're going to read a little bit more. We're going to talk about it. I think tonight I might play games with Devi and his friends because that's been going well. I also ran into Mormons around here, which apparently they don't like to be called Mormons now. They like to be just called followers of the Church of Latter-day Saints or something like that. This is just a little bit of information. There are so many churches of Latter-day Saints where I live. There's like at least 4 that I know of. And I know I've mentioned to you guys that I used to have a friend who was Mormon, and I would go to church with everyone in high school. I was a heathen back then. I know everybody in that church probably was like, what the fuck is she doing bringing this girl here? But yeah, I noticed that they don't stop at my car and bother me when I'm in the parking lot here. And I was taking that kind of personally because it's like, what do you mean? Knock on my window and ask me if I want to go to church on Sunday. obviously I'm going to say no, but that's not the point. Bother me, please. So I went to Pop Shelf really quick to get my, you know, my fuel. Best Red Bull, by the way. I don't care what anybody says. The sugar-free Red Bull, that's the best one. And of course, they stopped me and they were like, oh, do you want to go to church with us on Sunday? And I was like, no, thank you. And then I just got to chatting with them because you know what? I am nice. I am nice to people. I hope people think that when they see me. Sometimes I think people don't think that I would be nice if they were to approach me, but I am very nice. And I was like, you know what? Let me just chat with you guys, because I see y'all all the time. And I was like, oh, like y'all are Mormons, right? And they were like, well, yes and no, we don't really like to be referred to as that. And I was like, okay, tell me more. And then, you know, I was explaining to them like, yeah, I went to church with my friend back in the day, and I said their name and they're like, oh my God, I know them. It's a small world in the Mormon community, it appears. So, I mean, not that I thought that they wouldn't know them because they still live here, but interesting. That was just a little thing about my day. And just so y'all know, I am really nice in public. I am very nice when people approach me. Unless you're a rude customer, you have got nothing to worry about. I will always be nice to you. And don't be freaky weird, obviously. But I don't think anybody would really meet me in public be freaky weird. That's very rarely happen. But I'm excited. I'm almost done with work. I cannot wait. I will be just enjoying the rest of the night. So I'll get back to you guys at the end of this. I think that this will be a shorter vlog because I really want to get everything figured out for you guys before I leave, because I had such an issue with the last vlog, uploading, saving, and all the shit. So this might be a short one. This might end tonight. We'll see. But I do want to read a little bit more. It's only Tuesday, so it could probably be a few days more. Anyway, I'll see you guys again. I'll stop rambling. Hey everybody, welcome back. Okay, so I actually think we're gonna end it. So today is Thursday and I have a long day of work. Friday, I have a long day of work, and Saturday, I have a long day of work. The only day that I have off is Easter. So I don't know. I don't know if I should do it for one more day and maybe like edit everything and get it submitted, get it posted by Monday. We'll see, but I'm gonna do like a soft end right now. So Sunday is gonna be interesting because that's the day we should be going to get the memorial tattoos for a friend that passed away. I'm not necessarily going to film that like a whole thing, because there's other people who are gonna be there besides Devin and I who I don't know that they want to be like in a video, but we'll see. Like, we're gonna be in Richmond, so yeah, it's gonna be like a soft end because I'm reading, but not really. And I don't know, I've just been so busy at work and getting ready for next week, which is when we leave. So it's like, I don't know, like I'm very scattered. So let's talk about the few things that I read physically. I did read a few. I read a whole manhwa that was just fucking crazy. And then talk about what Devin bought me at Second and Charles, because Debbie did take me out. It was very nice. So what have I read? I did read Waiting for Spring Volume 3. Very good. I know that this is not going to happen because it wouldn't, but I can't deny that I kind of wish that Mitsuki would end up with Aya instead of what's his face, being this guy, Toa, I think that's his name. I know that she's not going to end up with Aya, but it would be nice. I don't even know if the date she's supposed to go on will go well. I don't think it will, but I want them to be together at least for like a little while. But clearly Mitsuki is all about Toa. It is what it is. I also finally finished It's All Your Fault by On. I don't know how I feel about this. I don't think I hate it, but I really don't love it. Now, anytime I say that, I always end up continuing on with the series. So I'm going to try not to say that, but it's okay. It's okay. I was hoping that like by the end of this, we would see more of like a Yuri situation going on. I don't know if this is where that's going to eventually lead. I kind of hope so because I do like their dynamic, but I think that they're just going to end up being friends. Who knows? I could be wrong. That's just the first volume, but yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I wouldn't not recommend it, but I also wouldn't necessarily recommend it, if that makes sense. And then I also read My Dress Up Darling Volume 4. This was so good. As usual, I'm still loving the dynamic between all four of them now, right? So we've got Marin, Gojo, Juju, and then Juju's sister, who's, I can't remember her name, but it's just so cute. I love how excited and passionate all of these young people are about cosplay and anime and manga and the things that like mean so much to them. And it's just so nice. It's just so nice seeing Gojo just make more and more friends and also get better and better at the things that he's now trying that's new, which obviously a lot of these things will translate into the thing that he wants to do for now, which is, you know, work on Hina dolls. But I wonder, obviously, I don't know how long the story will be, how far we'll go into the future, but if these were real people, I feel like Gojo would still want to do Hina dolls, but I think that he would become like a professional, like, cosplay maker. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's what he would get into. And I think it would be so cool. I don't know. I just adore him. He's just so sweet, so earnest and genuine. I love all of the girls. They're so sweet. I like how friendships are developing, even if it's a little bit of jealousy, a little bit of envy, but not in a bad way. Not in a shitty way that's like, oh, I'm going to sabotage you. You know what I'm saying? It's more like, ugh, I didn't think that you were going to be that great. You know what I mean? And that's mainly Juju. Juju, who is older than Marin, but is like, I didn't think she's exactly the kind of cosplayer I really adore. But she doesn't want to admit that, you know what I mean? So I really, really like these people. They're so sweet. And obviously, Gojo and Marin, I want them to kiss so bad. I want them to have a moment. They keep having these little moments where it's like, she's not picking up like, okay, I can't be that free with him, but not totally, because that's not her first thought. Like, she's just a very open person. I think she's very sweet. I think she's very genuine. And I just adore them, but I want them to date. I want them to be endgame, but it's so cute how things keep popping up and she's getting a little jealous, but she's controlling herself really well, which I think is nice. Oh no, I dropped my pill. Everything's fine. So yeah, I love my dress up darling. I just think it's so great. So I will say I'm going to bring these 4 volumes with me. I'll probably put more in my bag because I always do, but I'm going to bring Chained Soldier Volume 10, Twilight Out of Focus Volume 3, My Dress Up Darling Volume 5, and then Love is an Illusion Volume 6, which I believe this is the last one. I guess from here on out, it's just mostly side stories like from this one in Volume 5, but I just think it's so sweet. Why does it look like Dojin has another child on the cover of this? So they have another baby. What the fuck? This is news to me. Ugh, I do not like Chowan. I don't like it. Eventually, I will be starting Love is an Illusion, The Queen, because I have the first 2 volumes, I think. I can't wait! Because I know I'm still like enjoying the universe of Love is an Illusion. Okay, so what did Devin so sweetly get me from Second and Charles yesterday? And I just want to say, had I been by myself, I would have bought much more than this. Like, that's how bad the compulsion is like to just buy anything. There was like a series there, never heard of it. They had all of it, didn't care. I would have bought that if it was by myself. So, yes, I know I'm still technically receiving manga, which is very nice, but it's on a much smaller scale than if I was buying it myself. So thank you so much, Debbie. I love you so much. You're such a sweetheart. I appreciate you enabling me in a way that's like allowing me to feel good about getting something and receiving something, but not spending too much money. Okay, what do we get? So obviously had to get the newest volume of Chained Soldier, volume 11. I would also like to say, I don't know why I did not pick up on this. I don't know why I did not realize this at first. And I know why, because I don't actually ever look at the names of anybody who's writing anything, just like I don't look at the back of anything. I had no fucking idea that the same mangaka of this is the same mangaka of Akame ga Kill. My favorite manga and anime. Okay, we're talking top 5 Akame ga Kill. I love Akame ga Kill. You guys know this. I talk about it constantly. I had no fucking clue that it was the same person who wrote Chained Soldier, which is crazy because, you know, look, there's a lot of questionable things in Chained Soldier. That's keeping it light. That's not even like that. That's being generous, but there's been something about it. I could not put my finger on it why I liked it so much. Now it makes sense. Are the stories alike in any way? Really? No, not really. Like yes and no, but no, you know what I'm saying? But I'm liking it so much so far. I love Chain Soldier. So if you were like me and you didn't know, now you know. Very, very cool. I was excited to learn that. Okay. Also got Destroy All Humans. They Can't Be Regenerated, Volume 3. I will be picking up Volume 1 soon, I swear. Nagahama, To Be or Not to Be. I hadn't heard of this, but this just looked really nice. I don't know. Just flipping through. Wasn't wrapped in plastic, so it shouldn't be. Well, y'all remember though, I did read This Is But a Hell of a Dream, and that demon was getting and shaking, and there was absolutely no plastic on it. So just a quick run through here though. It doesn't look like anything's gonna be too risque. It's gonna be pretty innocent, which is nice. But then I got You Are My Alpha, and this one is very wrapped, so can't wait to be getting into this. I'll save this one for last, so we can all clown on me together. The Yakuza and the Omega, the Yakuza and His Omega, Raw Desire, Volume 2. I'm excited to read this one because of the way that the last one ended. It seemed like there's gonna be another person who's gonna possibly try to get in between them, which you aren't gonna do it, okay? These two, the chemistry is crazy, okay? I'm liking what's happening with them. Very excited to get Punk's Triangle. I had this on my wish list for a while, and I'm just seeing more and more people get it too, and I'm like, ooh, I can't wait. Don't know what it's about. As I said, I did not read the back of it, but that's okay. Wrapped in plastic, we'll see what's going on. And lastly, please don't judge me. I've already judged myself. I know, I said over and over again, I don't know what it is about this. I don't know what it is about this, but I think I'm going to like it. Maybe. I'm gonna make myself like it. And that is No Love Zone Volume 3. Words can't express. I'm sorry. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going with No Love Zone, because here's the thing. I feel like, unlike with Perfect Buddy, I'm not going to be so fucking pissed off at No Love Zone the way I am at Perfect Buddy. So we will see. I'm going to read No Love Zone. I might actually bring this with me today while I'm at work. We'll see, but I know. Don't hate me, y'all, please. Don't hate me. I don't know, it's just something about it. And then I saw the way that I think the next 2 volumes, it's either gonna be 4 or 5 volumes. I saw the cover for the next one, and I'm like, I kind of want to read that. So I'm just gonna keep giving it a try. I don't know. You know, I don't like him. I don't like him. But I like him. I like him for the most part. So I'm just gonna keep going. I just can't help myself. And then to wrap it up, which now as I'm talking, I know damn well that I'm gonna fucking do another video. I just know that I will. What did I read that was manhwa? And I'll try not to be too long-winded with it, which, you know, that's asking a lot. Okay, so Gale of the God, I started that, and I've read up to whatever has recently been released. That, really good so far. Very interesting. It's not giving too, like, psycho sinister the way that some other ones have been, like Heart of the Lotus and loved Painter of the Night, but Lord, that was pretty crazy. That was pretty freaky. Okay, let me look up this one again, because now it's been a minute since I read that one, and I don't remember what that one is about. Is it on Lezen? That's the question. I just keep forgetting where things are. Okay. Please don't judge me. I told you, I don't read the back of stuff. I just start, and then I just keep going. I don't really, not to jinx myself. I've not been DNFing a lot of manhwa. The only one I've kind of DNF'd was Pearl Boy, and that was just because I did not like the way that the art changed. I didn't like how the main, the brunette dude started to look. I just really liked the charming way he looked in the very beginning, and now he's like so pretty in a way that's, I don't know. I like this like really quirky, spunky look to him, but who am I? I'm probably not going to DNF this one. I'm sorry. I don't know, but it's just crazy. And that is Pond Where Flowers Fall. Okay. I started this. I don't know. I didn't even really want to talk about the fact that I read this. And I didn't read all of it. I don't even know if this, I don't remember, but they are stepbrothers, not biologically related. They are related by marriage. What the fuck is going on? It's alpha omega type shit. Someone thought they were a beta, but of course they're hanging out with alpha, so they turn to omega. Lord. Now the parents are coming home, and these are all like adult people, by the way. So like the parents are coming home because they all live together, but they've been fucking each other. Girl, that was fucking crazy. That was fucking crazy. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. Then started and finished Mr. Kong's son-in-law. That was fucking crazy. And I've read a few things that I don't remember what the names were, and I was like, oh my God, what the fuck did I just read? This one was fucking crazy. Mr. Kong's son-in-law. It's about a man who I don't know if he was actually ever married or he was just dating and engaged, but he marries this guy whose name I can't remember. I think it's Ji Young. And Ji Young is the son of a chaebol. I think that's how you say it. But basically like a CEO, owner of a company type thing. But Ji Young's father, his name is Ji Mung, I think. And from here, I'll just say the dad and the son. The dad is like homophobic. He's really shitty. There's all this like weird backstory and why that the son and the dad are not close to each other. But what's the main dude's name? Han Yisu. Okay, I know his name. So Yisu is like, no, I have this great relationship with my family. I really would not want to be with someone who doesn't have a relationship with their parents or whatever. So we're going to make it work. And unfortunately, instead of just like, he probably shouldn't have gone that far. He's like, okay, I'm going to make sure that this relationship with you guys works. So we're going to move in with your dad. It's a terrible experience. The dad and the son do not get along at all. Like to the point where they're beating each other up. It's abusive verbally and physically. And in the middle is Han Yisu, because he is like doing the cooking, doing the cleaning. He's acting like the daughter-in-law because he's trying to, I don't know, weirdly convince the father to, or the father-in-law to accept him. Because at the end of the day, he's like, your son is gay. We're together. He's never going to be with a woman. I'm never going to be with a woman. So just accept this. I will be your perfect daughter-in-law. Well, that does not happen. I'm about to give everything away, y'all. And I'm trying to make it quick. So things start turning sour with the son and Yisu, because the son can't like understand why Yisu is doing so much, and he's being abused by the dad as well. The dad is beating on Yisu, y'all. He's slapping him upside the head, bopping him upside the head, punching him, pushing him, throwing dishes at him. I would have never, okay? The first time I saw you slap my man, I'm not fucking with you anymore. I'm not staying in your house. I don't care the relationship y'all have. Like, we are not doing this. But, you know, for me, I would never let anybody do that to me. I mean, back in the day when someone was rude to Devin, I probably shouldn't behave that way. But yes, I was that kind of person. Don't ever speak disrespectfully to who I am with, or my sister, or my family. That's just bare minimum. Like, you certainly can't do that, and you should know I'm gonna fucking pop off on you. But anyway, I don't know why Han Yisu just allowed that to happen, but he had high hopes for everything. Okay. Well, one day, you know, Han Yisu is like, okay, well, things are kind of starting to be a little bit better. I'm not getting beat on by the dad as much. The son shows up with a woman. It's like, we're done. I'm leaving. I don't want to have anything to do with you. Why that made sense, I have no fucking clue. In the end, we find out that was his way of trying to da-da-da-da, and he so convoluted. It didn't make any sense. You should have just been like, Han Yisu, please stop. I want to be with you. I don't want to have anything to do with my dad. Please, like, I don't. Like, if you've just been honest, like, I'm losing whatever the fuck I'm feeling for you. Like, we need to get out of this environment. You should have just been honest. So, obviously, the dad goes fucking crazy, starts beating on Han Yisu, and then the son is like, I don't even want to have anything to do with the business. So the dad disinherits the son. Is like, well, because he's not working for the company anymore, Yisu, you're gonna do it. You're also gonna be my maid and stuff. And then blah, blah, blah. All this stuff turns into, because the dad is still kind of hot, he's an older version of the son, Han Yisu is like, I'm going to fuck on the dad. So he bounces on it one night after sucking his dick, mind you, because the dad was like, oh, I know that you're not really gay. You're going to be with a woman, so I'm going to find all these madams and you're going to sleep with women. You're going to see, because there's no way you as a man would like that. Well, Han Yisu said, that's not true. I really do like men. I will never like a woman. This is nothing for me, but I would rather suck your dick than have sex with a woman. And the dad's like, okay, do it. He plopped that schlong out. And he's like, okay, well, give it to me. So he sucks the life out of the dad. He runs away. Obviously, it's awkward. The dad's like, oh, God, okay. And then one night, Han Yisu, like, comes up in his room, bounces up on his dick, and then they just have to be fucking on each other. It is crazy. It is crazy. That is fucking crazy. So he's fucking on the dad. Also really depressed, you know. He's dealing with being, like, in this new job. He does a really good job at it. But he also misses his ex, because at the end of the day, he knows that something wasn't right about him leaving him and, like, bringing the woman. He's like, he's not into women, so I don't know why he did that. But he can't deny, like, he really did love Ji Young. Well, one day Ji Young pops back up and he's like, you're mine, you're gonna be with me. Well, he does have sex with Ji Young again, so now he's having sex with the dad and the son. Okay, pretty cool, because they're both really doing it. But the difference is that the difference is that Han Yisu was getting down by the son. Well, now he's digging down the hun. Okay, so now it's like, okay, I'm getting fucking by the daddy. So yeah, I like what was going on there. I like that. And thankfully, by the end, this was not a threesome. Sorry to spoil it, but the dad and the son do not do like an Eiffel Tower with Han Yisu. Thank God. Because that's a little bit too much. Now, if you want to have sex with the dad and you want to walk down the hall and have sex with the son, who am I to judge? Who am I to judge? Especially because in the end, they kind of accept the arrangement. It started to get a little weird because, like, we just started to learn more about the business. I felt like I worked there. I'm, like, super invested in these companies. What's going on? I had a feeling that there's so much stuff I'm leaving out because it's just so much drama. But yeah, I read all of that in like 24 hours. That was fucking crazy. So yeah, that's what happened. What a way to end on that. But I did start reading something else. It is guiding something. I think I read that on my phone. So I'm reading another thing that is guide verse, but I think I'm gonna like this one better. And unless I missed something in the last two things I told you guys about, I feel like this one explains the guide verse better for me to also explain to you. So when I first explained it, I think the last time, I'm pretty sure I did that, was like, I was trying to not equate it, but putting in terms of like kaiju number 8, but really it's more like solo leveling based on like the powers that the people have, what they're fighting, at least in this story, because gates open up and they have to go in and you know, kill the boss in the gate. And those people are called espers. And then espers have these supernatural powers. And then the guides are the ones that can help them in some way to replenish their energy. So this is really interesting because it's kind of a similar dynamic in like, okay, this esper really doesn't want to guide, but the guide seems like he's going to be very, very powerful. Something, I only read like the first 2 episodes, I think. Maybe I didn't even make it through the first episode, but yeah, I think I'm gonna like guiding force, fuck, where did I read that on? Is it on Lezen? I'll put the title up somewhere because I just can't remember. I don't know where I'm reading it on, but yeah. What the hell? I also kind of started, what is this one called? Net comma punch, but only on Tappy Tune. I'm reading it like free as it comes out because I think it's doing like the time till free. So yes, that's what I've read so far. Now I kind of feel like I do want to read and talk more about something, so it's not over. We're still gonna have a long ass reading vlog. If I can film on Sunday, I will, but I'm going to read more the next, today's Thursday? The next 3 days, and by Sunday, I will have some more to talk to you guys about, because that's all I've read so far. Oh, well, add these 3. So it's actually been like a decent amount, but I would like to read more because I'm not bringing any physical volumes with me on this trip. I'm only bringing my iPad and my Kindle. That's it. There's nothing that I would read that I wouldn't read very quickly, so I don't want to take up space in my luggage. So yeah, so you guys will see me again. We'll see what happens. You might see me get the tattoo, you might not, whatever. At the end of the, you'll see it eventually anyway. But with that being said, I will see you guys again. I have a long day today. I have to work like almost 10 hours. Everything will be fine. So I'll see you guys again. Thank you so much. Welcome back, everybody. Okay, so we're at the last shift of the day. I've read a bit. Not a lot though. So I started off, I brought something that I didn't mention, just random. I brought 12 Dirty Deeds to Unite the Princess and Her Heroine, Volume 1. This is a really cute, very lewd Yuri that I find, I really like it. I would definitely continue this. Basically, the heroine, what's her name? Lunaria? She defeats the demon queen or something. She defeats like the demon lord. And when she gets back, you know, she's going to, you know, ask for a favor from the princess whom she loves and loves her. And she asks for her panties. And it's like, what? No, that's too lewd. And then we find out, there's a little bit more to it than that. But then we find out that even though she killed the demon lord put a curse on her, and she put 12 curses on her, and one of the first ways to break it was to get the panties of the one she loves. So this is like so ridiculous and just over the top, and I really, really like it. It's very funny so far. I find it very cute. And then I had to crack open the Yakuza and his Omega Raw Desire. This was very good. I really liked this. I really like this couple. And obviously I don't read a lot of Omegaverse with straight people in it, but this I like. I think this, and the only other thing I've read is Alpha Wolf Girl, Omega Wolf Boy, which I don't know when the second volume comes out of that, or the third volume comes out of that, but I need it yet because I love that one. I love that one. So this was really cute. They're just a good couple. I just like them so much. I really like him. I really, really like her. Even though she's still like naive, I like her as a character. I just find her very sweet. So who knows what's going to happen with them? They went on their little trip. They went to Hawaii. He saved her. He's constantly saving her, and I really like that. So good for him. But then instead of reaching into my bag of books, I decided to go on listen. I don't know, I can do this myself because I say I'm going to read the physical stuff. Swallow You Whole. What the hell? I wish that this was just completed because I need to know every little thing that there is to know about this. It is so fucking good so far. I think I've made it to episode like 16 or 17. Where do I even begin? So basically, for hundreds of years, this family, anytime, I don't know if it's like a family that only has Omegas in their family or whatever, but at least the Omega in their family is used as a sacrifice to Lord Mugo, a serpent god that they just have to offer Omega sacrifices to. And the whole thing is like, you're gonna die, sorry, but one person, I can't remember his name now, sorry, he knows that Lord Mugo is real because when he was a kid, you know, being raised as the sacrifice with a bunch of other kids, but he was actually visited by Lord Mugo. And when he visited him, he said, bring me something sweet. So he knew that when he got of age, which is like 2021, that he was going to meet Lord Mugo, and he decided to bring him a cake. But something about this serpent god is that there are 3 Lord Mugos, but nobody who is a sacrifice ever lives to tell this tale. So it's all kind of shrouded in mystery. So Lord Mugo is real. He brings the cake, but then he finds out the sacrifice. We're just going to call him, damn, I wish I could remember his name. I'm going to put his name up, but we're just going to call him John for now. I don't know. I'm sorry. I cannot think of his name. You know, I've been reading a bunch of different shit. So John brings the cake, but he's visited by a different Lord Mugo. So he gets to meet the one that he met when he was younger who wanted the cake, but he meets the other one and he's a real freak. He's a real freaky one. He wants to be banging on him all the time. But then there's a third one, and the third one is fucking he's the one who devours everybody basically and eats them, except the original one that he met, I think it's the monster, the benevolent one, and I can't remember what the third one, and that's the one who's fucking on him all the time. The one who he wanted to sacrifice himself to, basically, the good looking older one. It is the same person, so he's not older, but he just gives off an older vibe. He shares his blood with John, which makes it so Lord Mugo, doesn't matter which version of him, can't kill him. We don't know why. I have an idea of why. And I have an idea what this is going to turn into. Sorry, I got a phone call. So let me get my thoughts back in order. So they can't hurt him. I think, I have a theory of what's going to happen. I'm not going to say it though, because it's like ongoing. But, well, maybe I can. If you don't want to know, swallow you whole, what my theory is, like just skip like a few seconds. But I think that once Lord Mugo falls in love, that will release him from, I guess, the curse of being a god. What will happen after that, I don't know. But it seems like the one who, Jerk Mugo, who he has named because he pissed him off, I think he wants to, I think he's like the original. And he had to split himself in 3 different parts, maybe 4. There's something else that seems to be haunting him. I don't know if that's just like a psychological thing, but I think he knows that to save him or something, or maybe to destroy him, and maybe that's the thing, maybe he believes that the destroying will mean like the end of his existence, but maybe what the destroying will be is just him no longer being that he can actually experience love. So I think he has to fall in love, and that is what John is doing. He's like breaking down the defenses. It's so cool. But the monster one, who's always consuming the sacrifice, when they don't have a sacrifice, he's just eating meat. He's always hungry. Well, and we knew this was coming. Lord have mercy. So he ate all the meat. John is like, okay, you know, I'm gonna get you back to your room. Somehow, some way, he gets a taste of John's semen, and I guess the sustenance is quite enough. And then they bang, and it's like, okay, so now he's guzzling a cum like a goddamn chocolate fountain out of fucking Golden Corral, it seems like. And I don't know what else. I don't know what else. But I don't know when he's gonna have sex with the one that he really, really likes, which is the older Lord Mugo who has the glasses, and he is fine. I'm gonna put some pictures around here. But yeah, I knew that was coming, when he was like, I'm just so hungry, I knew that he was about to eat some cum. I knew that was what was gonna happen. And you know what? Alrighty, here we go. I'm strapped in. I'm here for a good time. And you know what? Swallow you whole. You're offering some good times here. Obviously, I'm almost done, like, catching up to what's been released, because I think it's 24 episodes. I'm like on 17, 18, which sucks. I hate when this happens, because I'm like, but it's gonna be okay. I'm gonna try to find something that's completed soon, so I don't feel so empty inside waiting. But yeah, I just wanted to fill you guys in. I need to call Devin back because he's the one who interrupted me. And then I'm gonna get the fuck out of here at some point. So thanks, you guys. I'll see you again. Hey everybody, welcome back. Okay, the video got a lot longer than I thought. I'm really sorry, but it's over. I'm literally in the middle of of editing it, and this is the last part where we end it. So we got a lot to talk about. All right, I don't think I read anything else physical since the last time I talked to you guys. I feel like this week went really well in terms of reading, but I didn't do the best job of editing stuff, so I'm really sorry. And then I went back and I saw that something I recorded didn't have any volume. I don't know what happened, but we're gonna talk about what I read. Okay, so I caught up on Pond Where Flowers Fall. I caught up on Gale of the God. I read all of Swallow You Whole that I could. The thing that I just recently started and finished, oh my God, exactly what I wanted. My Jumbo Babe. I didn't know I wanted that. I did not know I wanted that, but oh, that was so good. So that's completed. The only thing I didn't like was that, so basically, and I'm gonna try really hard to keep this short. So the whole premise is that it's college. So one guy his major is fashion design, and another guy's major is like judo and sports and shit. So the fashion dude, he's super skinny, you know, your typical like look to him. He also used to be like a child star. He was really, really liked. Then he kind of fell off, you know, the face of the earth, came back, and I was a little bit more goth, a little bit more alternative, and he's really cool. But the big thing about him is that whoever he dates, who tends to be someone who looks like him, also skinny, he tends to make that person the model for his project when he's like, you know, doing his shit for school. Well, he ends up falling for the dude who does judo, who is thick. Okay, I'm talking thick ass chest, thick ass waist. Yeah, and we're not talking like thick in the way that like big, bulky, like super chiseled. He is clearly got muscles under there, but that, if I had to say like what my type would be, it would be someone like that, like very thick like that. Oh my god, it was just so perfect. I loved them. I loved the way it was drawn. I liked them as characters, but the only thing I didn't like, mainly because it came up twice, like I feel like one time, okay, I can see how this could be something that came up, was that the judo player, you know, he doesn't seem when we first meet him to be someone who would be prone to being self-conscious, but it does seem like this is his first relationship. So his first relationship is with this really skinny model who he overhears a bunch of people making kind of shitty comments about the judo player. Like, oh, there's no way he's really dating him. You notice that he didn't post him as his model. So the crash dieting like thing comes up. And I didn't like that it happened the first time, but I was like, you know what? Okay. We saw that resolved. When it came up again, I was really disappointed. And even though in the end, it ends nicely, like it ends where, okay, no, I love you. Please don't try to change yourself. I love you just the way you are. Why do we need that twice? That just kind of disappointed me because I don't think it was necessary. Obviously, I'm not the one who wrote it, so who am I? But other than that, I I will be rereading that. Okay, I think I got it all on Lezen, and I'm gonna reread that because it was just so fucking good. Then I started Sign. I'm liking this so much. I think Sign is completed as well, but I'm only like, I don't know what chapter I'm on. I think chapter 52, so I've made it to the second season. I've been loving this so much. Once again, we've got a psycho freak coming for our sweet baby angel. I don't understand why this keeps happening. As soon as I got to the freaky, weird, nasty, psycho younger brother of the friend who works in the cafe with Johan, I was like, oh, this is almost exactly like what I have hated, but like loved at the same time in Special Newlywed Admission thing. Can y'all get a life? Please leave these men alone. Leave these people alone. Calm down. They don't want you. Move on. All right. Other than that, so we can wrap it up so you guys can know what I did. I think the last time I talked to you guys, I went and got the tattoo. Now, obviously, this looks like shit because Second Skin is on. I'm going to put a picture up. We went to Richmond Tattoo Club. We got tattooed by Zoe. I got this really beautiful tattoo in memory of my best friend who passed away. And Devin also got his very first tattoo, same in memory of our friend who passed away. A Triton like symbol because, you know, as even though you're going to see her name, I still feel compelled to use her professional name, which was Neptune, but Hallie was her name. And I don't want to get emotional, sorry. So she had a tattoo on her finger, and it was, you know, the symbol of like Sailor Neptune because that was her favorite Sailor Scout, and Devin got that, so it's really beautiful. I'm really happy with this. I loved it a lot. So yeah, I'm not gonna talk about it anymore because I know I'm gonna cry even more. And yesterday I was just, other than that, we went to see the movie Sinners. Wow. Oh my God. As you know, I cried my fucking eyes out. I'm surprised I didn't bawl more. That was such a good fucking movie. I would highly recommend it. I'm pretty sure that's Ryan Coogler's like first horror movie, and yeah, if he continues to make stuff like that, I will absolutely be watching it. So many scenes just gave me chills to my core. I thought the actors did a fantastic job. I thought the music was amazing. I thought the setting was so like, yeah, what an interesting play on the time, the messaging, the symbolism. Man, what a fucking fantastic director. I don't know who all is like involved in the making of the movie. My friend has like sent me everything that she also read more about. Like I have to read and consume every little piece of information about this because it was so fucking good to me. I could not recommend that more. I mean, it was just so fucking good. And I definitely will be watching that. I will definitely be owning it physically. I want to find I don't know if it's going to come out like the director's cut. I want that. I want to see more. It was great. And then after that, it was me, Devin, and our friends who also went with us to get the tattoo. And we went to Texas Roadhouse. We had our rolls. It was delicious. Everything was great. So yesterday was great. Today is Monday. We leave tomorrow at 4 in the morning. Oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. So that's why I really need to wrap this up, get everything done, and hopefully this will be posted with no issues tomorrow or at the latest Wednesday. So thank you guys. I had a really, really long week of working. You know, I had to take it very seriously leading up to the vacation of our dreams. I'm really excited. I'm thankful that I won this opportunity through my job. But yeah, it's time to wrap it up. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for listening to all the fucking crazy ass shit I read last week. It was sick and wild and freaky. Yeah. Mr. Kong's son-in-law was fucking crazy. But yes, thank you so much for watching my video. If you liked the video, please like the video. If you like and subscribe to the notification bell. Follow me on other social media. It's in the description box down below. And you have a good day. Goodbye.